All right, ladies and gentlemen of D-Class personnel, please have a seat. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Commander, and I'm going to be briefing you on the SCP you're about to study out in the field, so pay attention. What we're looking at today, SCP-4032, Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-4032 has been cordoned off in the research gardens of Site-67. All instances of SCP-4032-1 are to be gathered daily and incinerated on site. Misuse of -1 will lead to suspension or termination of employment. Any animal found to have consumed -1 is to be captured, euthanized, and incinerated. Only one specimen of SCP-4032 has been found to date. Should additional specimens be found, MTF Alpha 67 weed whackers will be dispatched to uproot the specimen and transport it to Site-67. All humans that have consumed SCP-4032-1 are to be contained in holding cells B1 through B5 in the outer perimeter of Site-67. Each cell is to be outfitted with 3 redundant air filters containing embedded in a peat and polyurethane mixture. Hydrogen sulfide and methane sensors are installed in each filter. Upon sounding of sensors, MTF Alpha 13 odor eaters are to escort the individual outside while repairs are completed. Description: SCP-4032 is a wide-mounding deciduous shrub producing a small round brown fruit designated -1. When an animal or human consumes -1, it produces extreme gastrointestinal distress. 1 hour following consumption, the affected individual will form an excess amount of flatulence containing elevated levels of hydrogen sulfide and a smaller but noticeable amount of methane gas. Quit giggling, this ain't high school. Listen, due to an anomalous effect, this flatulence will continuously be produced until the affected individual is deceased. This is in the research logs. Fasting and dehydration do not affect the flatulence, and the endoscopy has discovered no identifiable source of the anomalous flatus. An affected individual in an area with improper ventilation will, over time, experience severe symptoms caused by hydrogen sulfide poisoning, including conjunctivitis, respiratory irritation, loss of smell, pulmonary edema, and death. Discovery: SCP-4032 was discovered on April 2, 2018. An individual known as Anthony Green, hereafter referred to as D-14478, came upon SCP-4032 in the foothills of Northern California. After consuming -1, he made a distress call to the local search and rescue team, which was intercepted by Foundation operatives. Due to its relative isolation and access to natural resources, the area surrounding SCP-4032 has been purchased by the Foundation and a research facility constructed under the guise of a personal estate. A 3-meter fence has been erected across the property, and SCP-4032 is currently contained with other biological specimens in the research garden area of the site, now designated Site-67. Research logs. Researcher Dr. Laghari. Special note: as Site-67 was not yet constructed, D-14478 was housed at Site-88. Date: 4/2/2018. Time: 1800. D-14478 brought in for observation, assigned to Cell 14B on the exterior of the compound. Subject emitting copious quantities of flatulence showing high levels of hydrogen sulfide and methane. Date: 4/2/2018. Time: 2300. Subject complaining of rapid gas buildup in his cell, interior venting hood activated. Date: 4/3/2018. Time: 0200. After receiving over 50 complaints, maintenance staff deactivate interior venting hood and open exterior windows. D-14478 placed on intravenous diet. Date: 4/5/2018. Time: 1000. Endoscopy conducted on D-14478 via remote equipment. Colon was found to be clear with no visible source of rectal gas. Date: 4/6/2018. Time: 11 o'clock. Staff meeting held to discuss the effect of D-14478's condition on community quality of life. Residents of nearby cells and research rooms complain about inability to open windows or use nearby outdoor facilities. Options discussed include relocation, termination, and attempted treatment. Resolution passed to house D-14478 in an outdoor facility while proper filtering equipment can be constructed. Date 4/13/2018, time 1500. Foundation agents intercept reports from environmental watch groups regarding airborne pollution in central Alabama near Site 88. Due to the widespread effects of D-14478's condition, resolution is passed to transfer D-14478 into experimental filtering cell before conclusion of safety inspection. Disagreement by the minority noted and filed. Date 4/14/2018. Time 1 o'clock. D-14478 found dead. An investigation pointed to improper construction of the primary filter and malfunctioning of its associated sensor. All effects of -1 found to cease upon death. Postmortem report filed with Ethics Committee. Dr. Laghari placed on temporary administrative leave. Researcher, Dr. Carlisle. Special note, animal testing approved by Ethics Committee. Date 5/1/2018. Species, Araucanian herring. Procedure, -1 was crushed and added to a mixture of copepods and krill, then fed to a small school of herring. Result, 15 minutes after consumption of -1, the herring's typical flatus production was greatly increased, disrupting their use of flatulence for communication and causing distress to the school. Flatus was collected and analyzed. In contrast to standard herring flatus, the gases collected contained both hydrogen sulfide and methane, although at levels lower than those produced by human subjects. After 3 hours, the herring were euthanized and processed. Autopsy and chemical analysis discovered no postmortem evidence of SCP-4032-1's effects. Date 5/2/2018. Species, chicken. Procedure, -1 was offered directly, which was rejected by the chickens. It was then crushed and added to commercial chicken feed and fed to a group of 5 chickens. Result, 2 hours after consumption of -1, all chickens began to emit a gas containing low levels of hydrogen sulfide and methane gas. All animals were euthanized and dissected after 5 hours. Postmortem analysis determined that the chickens' short intestinal tracts were distended. Date 5/4/2018. Species, brown-throated three-toed sloth. Note, the species was chosen for its noticeable lack of flatulence, typically absorbing flatus and emitting it through the lungs. Procedure, -1 was offered directly, which was rejected by the sloths. It was then crushed and ground with a mixture of tree leaves before fed to a sloth. Result, redacted. All testing with large mammals has been suspended. Ethics Committee approval is required for all future animal experiments. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was SCP-4032. You're dismissed.